The Pancha Pranas, the five vital energies. If you want to further understand how the separation of the physical body happens at death, you need to have some understanding of the pranamaya kosha or the vital energy that governs life. In yoga, we call this prana and it manifests itself in five basic dimensions. These are called panchavayus or pancha prana. There are other forms to it, but it will get too complicated to go into it, so we will just look at these five dimensions. These panchaprana are in charge of various activities or processes in our body. The first one is samat prana or samana vayu. This samana vayu is in charge of maintaining the temperature of your body. By activating the samana vayu, you can activate your energy in such a way that you become less and less available to the external element in nature. If you traveled in certain part of the Himalayas, especially if you have gone to places like Gomukh or Tapovan, you will see some sadhus living there in the extreme cold, in bare minimum clothing. These are glacial, sub-zero temperature areas. But these sadhus can be found walking around barefoot. This is because by doing certain kriyas or mastering certain mantras, you can activate the samana vayu and create a kavach or shield around yourself. You can create a cocoon of your own energy whereby the external element don't bother you so much anymore. This is not only about the cold, even the heat will not disturb you. It is like you have an internal air conditioning where both the heat and the cold do not disturb you so much anymore. And generating heat in the body is one aspect of samana vayu, but it is also very healing in nature. If your samana vayu is high, your very presence becomes healing for others. Samana vayu is also in charge of your digestion process. If your samana vayu is high, you will notice whatever you eat, your stomach will become empty in about an hour and a half. Your stomach should always be empty because both your physiology and your mind function at their best only when the stomach is empty. So yogis always want to keep their stomach empty. An empty stomach does not mean you starve yourself. You just burn up the food as quickly as possible. Samana vayu is also related to the sun, the basic source of the energy and temperature. The sun is the heating source of the planet and the body. Samana vayu is important because one's life and its span are related to the cycles of the sun. Through the sun, planet Earth has also become the source of warmth or a minor sun by itself. So, establishing a deep connection within the planet will lead to an ageless sort of existence in terms of energy and vitality. With this, a yogi can transcend the solar cycles and be released from its grip. He can become independent of the physical source of life in the solar system. Such a yogi's life and death will be most interesting to witness, as without any transcendental quality he will manage death with the ease of a breath. The next aspect of prana is called pranavayu, which is in charge of a respiratory process and your thought process. If you carefully observe for every kind of thought that you get, your breath will change in a subtle way. You sit here and think about the ocean, you will observe that your breath will become one way. You think about the mountains and it will be another way. You think about tiger, it will be yet another way. The reason why thought and respiration are so directly connected is simply because both these are handled by the same energy known as pranavayu. Pranavayu is related to the earth. It is earthly in nature. This is the only planet in the solar system to have a breathable atmosphere and therefore the possibility of respiration. So, this is the only planet where there is an active intellect or thought process. The next aspect of the prana is called Udana Vayu. Udana means to fly. You may weigh 70 or 80 kilograms on weighing scale, but you don't feel the 70 or 80 kilograms on you because Udana Vayu creates buoyancy and makes you less available to the gravity. There are yogic practices to activate this. There were whole schools of Udana Vayu in China where those who gained mastery over this prana could float around a little bit. You might have seen this in the movies where it is a little exaggerated, but the body becomes lighter because of more buoyant force in the body. For a martial arts fighter, to be a buoyant is very important. There have been many cases where certain ballet dancers, footballers, and martial art experts have executed what all physicists believe is simply impossible. By leaping up to incredible heights, they have defined gravity simply by creating more buoyancy within the body. If you have complete mastery over Udana, they say you can fly. Yes, you can even fly. But more importantly, if you activate your Udana, you become less and less available to the gravity. On the weighing scale, you are still the same, but in your experience, you will feel as if the body has become so light. You don't have to carry it. It is like it's floating around. This is another way of making you less of a body. Udana Vayu is also in charge of your ability to communicate. Now, if your Udana Vayu is activated, your ability to communicate with people will come naturally to you. Udana Vayu is related to the moon. The cycles of the moon are intimately connected, especially with the female body. Only because of our mother's body were synced with the cycle of the moon were we born. The moon, being the manager of the feminine dimension of life on the planet, had the platform upon which life is built, becomes the determining factor as to when the body can truly come to an end. Once Udana Vayu has left, the very platform that provided the needed foundation for the life to build itself upon is not there. Hence, from this point on, seeking the next one begins in earnest. The next aspect of prana is called apana vayu. Apana vayu is in charge of your excretory system. The sensory function. Only when the excretory system is efficient at the cellular level, you have the necessary sensitivity for sensationary perception, and hence such importance is being given to the purificatory aspect in yoga. When I say excretion, I mean not just an outcome of digestion, but excretion on cellular level that needs to happen. Every moment the cells are pushing out impurities at the cellular level. This excretory system will be efficient only when the stomach is empty. When there is no food in the stomach and digestion is in progress, the excretory system slows down. So, if excretion does not happen properly, the body becomes impure. When the body becomes impure, lethargy and other kinds of dullness will settle. Once this inertia manifests in the body, it will slowly be transmitted to the mind also. So Apana Vayu cleanses the system in a big way. The next aspect of prana is called Vyana Vayu. Vyana Vayu is that which knits all these billions of cells into one organism. There have been some instances of certain yogis whose bodies did not show any signs of decay for months after their death. Even though no preservation was attempted, this is particularly common among Tibetan monks. This is possible because when they die, they leave a certain amount of Vana prana in the body, which preserves it for a long time. You may have heard of transmigration where people leave their bodies and enter another body. If one has mastery over one's Vana, one can leave one's body at will. Now, this leaving of the body is not the pinnacle of yoga. It is a simple aspect of yoga. If you activate Vana Vayu in your body, you will slowly become loose inside your body. Now, the question of getting identified with the body does not arise within you. This gives you a completely different sense of freedom in your life because maintaining the awareness that I am not the body comes naturally to you. This is like if your clothes are very tight fitting, slowly you will tend to think that is you. But if you wear loose clothes, you are more conscious that these clothes are not me. Now, another aspect of Vanabayu is that it is also in charge of your ability to move or your locomotion. You will see your ability to walk will come so naturally to you when your Vanabayu is high. Even if you are not a seasoned walker, Vanabayu is very important aspect of a spiritual growth. It also enhances your intuitive nature. There are many more aspects to prana or vayus, but fundamentally this is how they affect the physical body. The basic understanding of the prana is necessary to understand how death happens because at the moment of death each of these prana recedes differently and affects the dead differently. The process of death or the process of disembodiment extends well beyond the point where the breath has stopped.